fishing up in North Ontario quite a bit. Walleyes and northern pike. I got those coots and those loons. You hear those loons?
Yeah.
That's a weird noise, isn't it?
Now, that face belongs to fullback Larry Csonka. He's down here in Mexico with his good buddy Jim Kiick. When they played for the Miami Dolphins, you'll remember the two of them were known as Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Now, they've been invited here by sports field shooting editor Gresham, who promised them some of the finest and most unusual duck hunting anywhere. But right from the beginning, Grits had kind of a rough time keeping his word. Maybe I should let him tell you about it.
Things just weren't going the way they were supposed to. The decoys were all set, but so far, no action. I thought it might help if I changed their pattern. In fact, I tried everything I could think of. After all, I knew those two big bruisers were back there in the blind getting impatient. But for the life of me, I couldn't figure out what the problem was. Oh, sure, once in a while we saw a duck or two, but they were always way too high or too far off. I gave every excuse I could think of, but really I think we were just too early. Well, the day kept wearing on, and the outlook didn't get much better. But I had to come up with something. For all I knew, these guys were going to start using my head for football practice. One thing still in my favor was this countryside around Lake Obregon and Sonora, Mexico. It's just full of good fishing and hunting. In fact, we did try the bass, but they weren't doing much either. Lake Obregon supplies irrigation for grain fields. In fact, the valley has some of the richest grain crops found anywhere, and that gave me an idea. This grain attracts millions of birds, which actually cause severe crop damage. So farmers are grateful to those who come here to hunt doves. And for the sportsmen, it makes for some of the trickiest wing shooting you'll ever come across. So one of the farmers loaned us a truck, and we set off along the canal to see what we could find. I sure hoped I could finally satisfy these guys. They'd gone through enough letdowns, and they weren't in any mood for another one. The way things were going, I figured we'd better hit pay dirt soon. Otherwise, I might wind up the trip running for my life. Well, what do you think of this country?
Pretty rough.
This is probably some of the greatest wing shooting in the country.
What kind of doves do they have here?
Yeah, we've got the white wings. We'll be shooting a lot of white-winged doves, but there's also a lot of mourning doves around here.
The mourning doves
Yeah.
I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that are in Ohio and hard to hit.
Yeah,
They have them in Florida, too.
They're just as hard to hit down here.
I've never seen any of the white wing before. Are they a migration bird, or they just live around here?
In some areas, they migrate, but right around here, they're here year-round. They nest here up in the foothills of the mountains and all through this scrub brush and stay here year-round. Also, you'll probably see some quail. We've got these Gambel's quail, and you see these running all through this brush.
Well, I've done a little quail hunting out there in Oklahoma. I think you're familiar with that quail hunt they have out there once a year.
Oh, yeah. That's
I got a chance to see a lot, but I didn't hit many of them.
You've never done any shotgun shooting on birds, have you, Jim?
No, not at all. I'm looking forward to it.
You've got
Seems like
a treat
lot
in
of it.
store, I'll tell you.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm the guy in the camouflage jacket with a lot of hair, so try to keep me separate from the doves, all right?
Well, I'm not going elephant hunting, dove hunting.
This looks pretty good. Jim, why don't you get over here on this side? Let's get loaded up. These birds have been out in the field feeding since early this morning, but the morning doves fly real early. They should be coming back any time now. They'll start back in about, probably 10 o'clock, 10 or 11. Sit up in these trees all during the siesta hour, and they'll head back out this afternoon again.
Grits, I hear some farm machinery over there. Does that have any effect on the doves at all?
None at all. Doves do a lot of damage to grain crops, so the farmers are glad to have you shoot them. The funny thing about these doves and the farm machinery, they'll fly up and down all around these tractors and combines and not pay any attention to it at all.
Only time it really affects them is if it drives over top of them, right?
That's right. That's smarts. Comes a single out front here.
He's kind of
Just
high.
might do it. A little high.
Here comes one, Jim. Won't be coming right over you.
You're just a little bit behind that. See, if you just, yeah. When you bird like that, if you just come up behind him and keep that gun barrel swinging. As you go by him, get a foot or so out in front and pull the trigger and just keep it swinging. A lot of times you have a tendency, as soon as you pull the trigger, to stop. It makes you shoot behind him. Move a little faster than those ducks.
Yeah, they do. Huh?
Here comes one. Hey, yeah.
Feathers, didn't
You
they?
got him, yeah. You
2 feathers floating over there.
faded off a little bit just at the end there. He was right on the outside of you.
Can't eat the feathers, okay.
That bird's a little high, Jim. A little too far. Out front. And I just witnessed a miracle.
Had the ball go right through my tennis racket like that.
Look at here, look at here. You hit that in the same place, Larry.
You don't have any small round
I'm
rocks.
enjoying
here, do
Larry
you?
missing more than I am hitting him.
Here, bird.
I think it helps sometimes if when you see a bird coming in there, if you'll just wait until he gets just about the right spot before you bring your gun up. And when you bring it right on up, you just come right on and shoot. Because if you mount that gun while he's way out, you kind of tend to get fixed into it. And it kind of inhibits your swing a little bit, you know. Makes you lock up and you don't follow through. Here comes one maybe you can try it on. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. No. A little high.
You were right.
And here comes the one from behind
Right
you.
over your head.
Get ready on that. That's a good one. I thought you had him.
Jim seemed to be doing everything right, but he was sure having his troubles. I tried to help him best as I could and just hoped that things would work out.
There you go, Jim.
Yeah, that was a good swing on that one. Of course, you had to shoot half that tree down to get to him.
Okay, Jim, it's yours.
It wasn't getting any easier, and Larry wasn't being much help either.
And peeled off just at the last minute.
It can be a frustrating experience, all right, and I didn't need to ask what was going through his mind.
Man, these things move quick.
Jim kept hanging in there, but this wing shooting is really tricky.
I think I'll get back further in the line.
I'll get you back for 8 years.
Try taking a little sooner. Once they get past you a little bit, it makes it a much harder shot. Take them a little bit, say like in here.
Before they get to you?
A little before they get to you. Say this bird right there is about there.
It's too easy.
Not always.
Yeah, here's coming one.
Good shot. Beautiful. Yeah, you were right on that one. Dead center.
I'll go get these.
Come to your left, right here, real close. Right there. How about that? How about that, friend?
Gritch, I'll go get that one. While I hit.
Watch out for the rattlesnake.
Yeah.
Found them both.
2 1 blow. Pretty.
Yep.
I got half of one of these.
You got half of one?
Yeah.
All right.
Nice white wing.
They're a lot faster on the wing.
Yeah, they really are.
So you know how to cook those?
Oh, you betcha.
All righty.
I'll show you tonight.
All right.
You get that, Jim?
Yeah.
That's a good shot. Is that a white wing or morning dove?
There's a white wing.
White wing. He's starting to move in pretty good now.
Here you go, Jimmy.
Woo! That was a team effort.
Oh, we both shoot? Somebody else shoot?
Did either one of y'all shoot?
I shot.
I tell you, you and Larry have got such good coordination. Y'all all think about taking up athletics.
I've been thinking about that. I've been trying to get on a girls' volleyball team for some time now. My wife just can't see the positive side of the situation.
She just rather have you just lying around the house out of work.
I don't know about that. You got to be out of work. If you can be unemployed and still get paid, that's the trick to it.
That's not all bad, is it?
That's been Jim's goal in life, he told me.
Finally got it made.
What kind of dove is that walking up behind us here?
Well, hello there. Think you could milk her, Jim?
I couldn't.
You never milked a goat?
No, never milked a cow.
I tell you, it seems like we're barrening out here in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden 20 goats walk up.
Hard to see how they find enough to eat, isn't it?
Well, I caught one standing up in a tree over there, standing straight up against the tree and trying to eat the leaves out of the tree.
I guess they've eaten everything they can reach.
You know, I've always wondered about how they had to have so many acres out west on these ranches. Thousands and thousands of acres in Texas and Mexico.
Now you know.
Now I know. There's not a heck of a lot to eat on any one given acre.
This is really arid country.
Sure is.
You notice, like I say, everything down here's got a sticker on it, thorn.
I thought I knew about thorns in Ohio.
They say if this stuff didn't have thorns on it, it wouldn't be anything left.
Goats would eat it all.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Got a few moving now. All right.
Did you shoot?
Did either one of you shoot? Got him marked down right there. There's one coming back. Yeah. Come on now, don't miss the easy one.
It's fat slow ones just messed me all up. You know? Can't understand this gun. Every once in a while it shoots straight, and then every once in a while it shoots crooked.
And don't teach it any bad habits now. Well, let me go pick him up.
It came in kind of like a cartwheel, didn't it?
Yeah.
Here, Boyd. Here, Boyd. Got a mourning dove?
Morning dove, yeah.
Pretty bird, aren't they?
Yeah, sure. You see the difference? This has the long pointed tail. Those white wings have a squared off tail, kind of like a pigeon.
Right. White wing have the white mark right here in the middle of the wing, right?
Right.
White wing seems to be a little bigger dove than the
It is
mourning
bigger.
dove, too.
Probably weighs a couple ounces more.
The underneath a little different coloring?
Yeah, a little different on the underneath, too. Feel that is not quite as heavy.
No, it's not.
Streamlined birds, though.
Bird in the hand. Something like that.
That was a good shot.
Thank you.
That's a high bird.
You said thank you quick, didn't you?
That was my bird. Okay, Jim, I wanted you to show you something that Larry's doing. Although he's never shot doves before, he's really picked up the knack of waiting till that bird is just at the right point and coming up and catching him fast. And I think you watch him just a second on this next bird. I can show you something.
Putting the pressure on me here. That's a long shot. Jeez. You see the sparks fly out of that gun? You rattlesnake. I should have known.
Did you see that cloud of smoke?
I saw a spark come out of there about 3-4 feet. I thought, what in the world? I thought the gun blew up for a minute.
That's a black powder shell.
What is it? What's that, old-time powder or something?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, the black powder used to shoot in these Damascus guns, twist barrels.
Sure.
You couldn't get them until recently, and Navy Arms started bringing these things out.
There's a lot of sulfur in that. Is that what throws the flame with?
Yeah, that's it. You get that big cloud of white smoke. You know, if they hadn't had all this breeze, a lot of times when you shoot those things, it's just a cloud of smoke, and you got to duck down under it to see if you're hitting the thing.
Oh, you set me up on that.
As the sun went down and the birds flew back into the trees to roost, we headed back to camp. I looked forward to showing Larry and Jim my homegrown recipe for cooking doves. It turned out that I had nothing to worry about. A trip that started out on shaky ground surprised us all by turning into a really memorable hunt.